Hello, welcome to the very first segment of I Love the Ocean, but I'm Scared of Sharks vlog version. I mentioned in my last vlog, if you haven't read it, go do that. It's on veganism. That I was going to do a vlog segment. I'm just waiting on some tech equipment to come in. As you can see, I'm in my car. I ordered like a little mount to put the camera on, but it hasn't come in yet, so I asked my very good friend Taylor. She's sitting here holding my camera for me. Thanks, I love you so much. So yeah, basically I feel super awkward recording in my house, but I feel like my entire family can hear me and they just don't know what I'm doing. So I always talk to myself when I'm in the car, so I figured why not do this stuff when I'm in the car. So I don't know if anyone has watched like comedians in cars getting coffee. It's kind of like the same idea. I'm not trying to rip off Jerry Seinfeld. I don't think I'm as funny as him. Sorry Jerry, don't sue me, but this is happening. So let's get going and kick this off. Okay, it's raining so bad right now. So we're just gonna try not to die. Taylor's like right up against the dash, so if her airbag goes off, she's done. Okay, so today I want to do my first vlog. We're talking about astrology. I am super into astrology, and I feel like a lot of people aren't. They just think it's like made up Cosmo horoscopes, and that's not astrology. Even though I read my Cosmo horoscope every week. And I want to do this is, it's so much information. I feel like if I wrote it in a blog, people would not read it, and you wouldn't get like the purpose of it. And also, Mercury is in retrograde tomorrow, which is terrifying. I had no idea, and I'm not prepared at all, but it's fine, we're dealing. Today, there's a lot of in astrology to cover. I can't get through it all today. I'll probably do a couple segments on this, but today we're gonna be focusing on 3 of your signs. We're gonna go over, first of all, birth charts, like what are they, what do they do, how do you get them? And then we'll also talk a bit on your sun sign, your rising sun, and your moon sign. Birth chart is basically a calculation of when you were born, where all of the planets and the sun and all that, what's it called? Planetary stuff? Space?
Astronomy? Planets?
Where all the planets were and all the stars, it's where they all were when you were born. So that's why when you do your birth chart, they ask you for where you were born, the time, the place. As specific as you can go, the better, because it gives you like a much wider range of information. So I did my birth chart as a little refresher before we film this. Let's get into sun signs to start off. So that is, if you can hear the rain, it's fucking pouring. Your sun sign is basically, when you think of your zodiac sign, it's your birth month, whatever that falls under, that's your sun sign. So for example, my birthday is October 25th. I am a Scorpio. If you haven't already assumed so, I am a true thoroughbred Scorpio. True the bone. Me and Taylor were going over it like right before we got in the car, and it was just like out of this world accurate. So for everyone who thinks that like horoscopes are just like very generic, super like basic things that can apply to everyone, you're wrong. Like birth charts are so much more in-depth, and like what I'm going to talk about today doesn't even like it's a cusp of information. So yeah. Your sun sign is like a general overview of who you are. So as a Scorpio, I am someone who is very intense. I can be very dramatic, strong-willed, emotional. If you know me and I haven't cried in front of you, then you don't know me that well. I don't know, like when I read my horoscope for Scorpio, like I believe it. Like it let's not get confused with horoscopes that are like, you're gonna, you know, get $20 at the end of the week, or you're gonna find your love on Thursday. Like that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like personality traits and how like everything in the atmosphere and in the universe kind of like affects our bodies and who we are. When you think of like the ocean tides and how like the moon pull. Like we're like what, 60-70% water, I think. So if like the moon can like have that much of a pull on the ocean, like obviously it's gonna have a pull on our bodies too. So that's why when planets go into retrograde and when things kind of, you know, shit hits the fan up in space, like people notice differences in our everyday lives. Like it affects us. Like it's science, basically. I think I'm an art student. I don't fucking know. Rising sun it's more aimed towards, how do I explain it? It's kind of like how you present yourself to the world. My rising sign, which is Sagittarius, is kind of, maybe if you know me, maybe you know me recently, you might say like, oh yeah, like that like really relates to her. Like I probably come off super optimistic, positive. I'm very much in need of a change of scenery, like constantly. And like I hate being stuck in the same place. I love adventure. Like I like, you know, going to new places and trying new things. And that's very much what my rising sign in Sagittarius, you know, affirms. And I need to merge. Is there anyone there? No. Okay. So yeah. Oh my god, I think that's Steve. Sorry, I just saw my stepdad. Okay. Oh yeah, so now let's get into moon signs so we can wrap this up. Taylor has a concert to go to. I need to drop her off at her boyfriend's house, and I need to go home and try and edit this without crying. Moon sign it's more of your kind of personal, emotional side. So lots of times when I do birth charts with people, they'll read their moon sign and they almost kind of get like, oh, that's not me at all. Like they get like a little defensive with it, and that's just because your moon sign kind of talks about things that no one else knows about. So you might read your moon sign and be like, yes, that's totally me. But Taylor might read my moon sign and be like, that doesn't relate to you at all. It's to do with a lot of your emotional instincts and kind of who you are when no one else is around. So yeah, so basically an Aries moon sign, it basically means you're very, like you're passionate, like I like to think I'm pretty passionate, but more importantly, you are impulsive. I am so impulsive that literally a week ago today, I had a couple hours to kill before I was meeting up with a friend after work, and I got a tattoo. But I literally just walked in and I got a tattoo that I seen 2 days before on Pinterest, and now it's on my body forever. So yeah, so that's like your moon sign. It's very much of a personal thing. You can't really connect with other people talking about your moon sign because no one else knows. That's all you. So that's kind of it, I guess, for astrology 101, the basics. Like I said, I want to do a couple segments on this. I want to go over a couple more of the signs. I want to talk about Mercury going into retrograde, what that means. I will actually be posting a blog probably Sunday night, if I can edit this before then. But I want to do like kind of like a how to survive Mercury in retrograde, because I feel like a lot of us are stressing, a lot of us don't know what we're doing, and that's okay. You know, this it happens, and we just have to get through it. I know there's a lunar eclipse happening sometime next week that should throw us some good positive vibes, which should definitely help us out in that department. But hopefully everyone likes these and I can record more, and yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna do it in addition to my blog. Some things you can't write down, there's just too much information. Sorry, Jerry Seinfeld, for stealing your idea.